The Brockville Museum acknowledges that the land on which we gather, exchange ideas, and share our past, present, and future is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Wendat people. Welcome to our video series, Brockville Blazes. During this series, we'll explore some historic fires in Brockville's past and how they have shaped the landscape of the city today. So what was here? On this area here was the Grand Central Hotel, which was one of Brockville's big hotels. The hotel was built back in 1886 and had a sterling reputation as one of the best hotels in Eastern Ontario. The building was 3 stories tall and contained 50 private rooms. For $1 to $1.50 a night, guests could access finely appointed rooms. $1 got you a room with a bed, and a room for $1.50 got you a room with a bed and bath. Rooms were advertised as being freshly papered and painted, with brass beds and new carpeting. Guests also enjoyed the more reliable and newfangled steam heating system that combated against the harsh Brockville winters. The hotel also had a ladies' parlor, a second-floor waiting room, a dining room, a sitting room, and a bar. Like many 19th century hotels, the Grand Central Hotel also functioned as a stagecoach stop. In 1947, the hotel underwent some modernization. The hotel facade was recovered with limestone, and the ground floor was retiled, and new wall paneling was put into public rooms. Eventually, the hotel would turn into a bus terminal stop, with the hotel's brightly painted omnibus a fixture on the city's streets. Later on, a cafe called the Golden Coach Coffee Shop was opened up as part of the front of the hotel, and it was perfect for passengers who were waiting for the bus. Finally, a 2.5-story tall sign in blue, orange, red, and green neon was added to the building's facade. During its 90 years as a hotel in Brockville, the Grand Central saw its fair share of interesting incidents. One such story was when police were called to arrest escaped Kingston Penitentiary convict Boyden St. John. St. John escaped the jail on Friday, September 15, 1950. On a Sunday morning at 9 a.m., Arthur Woods, a clerk at the Grand Central Hotel, rushed to police headquarters at Victoria Hall at the end of his shift to tell them the escaped convict everyone was looking for was in the hotel. They would have to move fast, however, because 2 hours earlier, St. John had bought a bus ticket to Ottawa. Unarmed and in civilian clothing, Sergeant Stan McFadden entered the hotel and confronted St. John, quickly disarming him of a gun stashed inside his coat. St. John was quickly handcuffed and brought to a waiting cruiser, and the whole scene only took about 7 minutes. Unfortunately, like many of Brockville's hotels, the Grand Central met its fate in a devastating fire. In negative 20-degree weather at 5:30 a.m. on January 10th of 1962, a fire that was deliberately set by an arsonist destroyed the historic hotel. A member of the Brockville Police Department was credited for saving the lives of the hotel guests as he woke up those who were sleeping inside. Fortunately, there were only 34 guests staying in the hotel at the time, and many of the people who were staying in the hotel that night escaped in the cold in their night clothes by sliding down makeshift ropes made from blankets and pajamas. Every firefighter in the city came out to fight the fire, and every truck and person ended up being coated in a thick layer of ice from the spray of the fire hoses. In some areas, the ice was up to 2.5 feet thick. Despite the best efforts of the firefighters who fought the fire well into the afternoon, there was little more than a shell left of the historic hotel by the time the fire was put out. Unfortunately, January 10th turned out to be a very busy day for the fire department, and while crews were battling the devastating hotel blaze downtown, another call came in for a fire on Perth Road, which is today's Stewart Boulevard, at Indus Motors, located just north of Victoria Road. The fire leveled the garage and destroyed several cars, causing $150,000 in damages. In the following investigation of the Grand Central Hotel fire, it was concluded that the fire had been deliberately set by an inebriated guest. He was arrested, tried, and convicted of arson. The damage was so complete to the hotel that it had to be torn down. In its place, a Dominion grocery store would be built on the site, and that would later be replaced by Shoppers Drug Mart. The Grand Central Hotel is remembered as being one of Brockville's preeminent hotels. Thank you very much for watching.